So it is now the turn of Álvaro Macías Cubas, who studies a degree in Industrial Technologies Engineering, and he will be sharing with us his point of view on university life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Álvaro to the stage.
Hasn't anyone had a conversation about the public transportation system that has recently been changed in Santander? No? No. Ahora. Hasn't anyone had a conversation about the public transportation system that has recently been changed in Santander? Many of us, including myself, have doubted about its reliability. But this is one of the main problems that every city faces. The famous astrophysicist Neil deGrasse once said that in science, when human behavior enters the equation, things go nonlinear. That's why physics is easy and sociology is hard. With this, I want to say that the investment in public transportation has always caused controversy for both the politicians, who are primarily the responsible for where to invest our tax money, and the citizens, who end up suffering the good or bad consequences of the network. Believe it or not, public transportation can be the answer to many problems that Cantabria faces. Imagine any mid-sized city of the world or region, such as Cantabria, without a public transportation network. How do people travel to work, to school, or to see friends and family? What are the effects if the only transport choice available is a car? The answer is chaos. A city without public transportation network is like a human body without skeleton. As I said, public transportation can be the answer to many problems that Cantabria faces, such as healthcare, poverty, or rural population drift. A recent study carried out in Japan proved that traveling to work by bus or train was much healthier than going by car, after they verified that people who frequently use public transportation had a lower risk of prevalence of cardiovascular diseases and hypertension. In Spain, we have a greater tendency to use our personal vehicles than in other European countries. Around 45% rely on the car, as opposed to the 35% who use public transportation. Don't you see this related to the fact that the obesity rates in Spain have doubled in the past 20 years? It's not the main reason, but it affects that percentage in some way. Take as an example in the Netherlands, where most of the population get around anywhere by bike or by taking a high-quality transportation system. The obesity rates among adult population are at its lowest. Also, driving in traffic or looking for a nice car park can be very stressful. Meanwhile, public transport passengers can relax, chill, or read a book like me. I don't own a car, but many of you may be aware of the high expenses you would avoid from paying to maintain your car, including car insurances, parking fees, and obviously gas. However, the economic benefits of increased public transportation investment go beyond those gained from traffic alleviation. Many studies have found that the investment in public transportation lead to faster economic growth and larger productivity gains. This can encourage a crowding in of greater private sector investment and provides job seekers with access to those job markets outside their residence. This can also lead to higher population of rural areas, not only in Cantabria, but in Spain, which is one of the main goals we seek right now. In Santander, urban pollution is not as visible as in Madrid. But now, more than ever, we need to take a look at environmental concerns. Harmful emissions being sent into our atmosphere and global warming are just two of these concerns. In order to prevent them, strong transit is vital to smart growth strategies that can help our cities reduce the cost of undesirable impacts of urban pollution. Strong transit also reduces the amount of green space that must be paved over for new parking lots and roads. It also makes cities cleaner, safer, and more convenient for getting around. We have all seen it. Hundreds of vehicles scrambling to get somewhere during rush hour with one person in each. Yet, most people living in the urban center know that something must be done to protect our environment, which is becoming increasingly fragile. For this reason, we should start rethinking about our perception of public transportation, despite the one we have now, and research how to reach our fullest potential of our roads. I'm going to start right now, because I would like you to remember, whenever you take a bus or any kind of transit, to think about the many benefits for you and your society. Thank you.